Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Welcome back, everyone. So this upcoming week, again, here in a little bit, we'll find out from Peyton Major what this weather is going to look like. But, you know, to give up a little bit, it looks like it's going to be pretty darn nice for a handful of days, and then things might change a bit, which is all good stuff. Because if you're going to be chasing fish somewhere, it doesn't matter if it's up and down the coast or if it's on the Columbia, or for that matter, areas of the Willamette as well, quite honestly. It's been okay. I would say if you wanted to go to like the place where you might have your best chance, there really isn't one. It just seems like from North Coast, Tillamook area, heading your way down south, Siletz, Alsea-ish area, there's certainly some good opportunities, and it should be first week of October. And, you know, in a perfect world, it should just be the beginning of even better fishing coming in October. Now, I don't foresee, at least from what I look at long-term forecasts, I'm not a meteorologist, I don't see a lot of rain coming to start blowing out into the tributaries. So bays, tidewater, until those fish have a reason to leave, it's just going to keep building and building and building, again, in theory, for the next handful of weeks. So if you've got a favorite fishery in October, this is the time to get out there. The one thing I would say, though, if you're going to spend time on the Columbia targeting silver specifically, I threw the reminder out there yesterday at the request of OSP, please just be very cautious of the Chinook that you end up catching as a byproduct of targeting silvers. Later on in the show, I'll show you at least one that I was given permission to show, although we kind of talked a little about it already, of what's being effective out there right now. When you're talking about targeting silvers specifically. But anyway, let's take a look at the fish counts, see if anything really changed since yesterday. Of course, they're not going to update the Willamette on the weekend, although they did update all the way through with 11.4 total over. But let's take a look at Bonneville, see if there's any changes there. And there was. That's a good number. Best number in a handful of days, 26.51 of Chinook that went over. Of course, those are closed currently. But take a look at the coho numbers. The coho numbers going over the falls, over the dam, quadrupled? Ryan, you're a lot smarter than I am. From 17 to 57, is that a quadruple? It sounds about right. I mean, come on, that was a huge day for silvers making their way over. Also, something to consider is your opportunities for silvers above Bonneville. This tech tip later on will also be very effective up there. As well. So lots of things to be looking forward to and viable reasons to be out there on the Columbia targeting silvers specifically, but changing tactics is obviously going to, well, maybe not obviously, but it is absolutely going to help you to target them specifically. You will catch, though, Chinook at the same time. It just is what it is. River levels, again, it being October, not all that exciting, but if you pay attention as we go through the remainder of October going into November, that's how you can kind of track. And Ryan, just so I can throw it out there for everyone when they're not watching the show, that's the NOAA site, correct? I'm not wrong on that? Correct. So it's the NOAA site. So if you want to follow this like I do, on my phone at all times, I've got 6 apps that are open, or 6 pages that are open, whatever you call them. River levels is one of them, with 2 or 3 constantly on there. So I'm looking at it every single day so I can track and see exactly what's going on for a couple of different reasons now. We're so close, a week away from getting crazy for about 4 months. But anyway, Oregon City, not a huge story there. The Columbia, same thing, just these dog teeth tides. Grass is still a significant issue out there. That was a report yesterday. The couple of buddies that were out just had a heck of a time dealing with grass. It should get better and better and better as water cools down a little bit and things change, but it is something to consider if you head out. Very stable on the Clackamas, no bounces expected, at least for the foreseeable future, and that's the same for any of the coastal tributaries that you might be watching right now. We're a long ways away from breaking out the sleds, or drift boats, long ways away from levels that are going to accommodate that, but that's all good stuff, especially if you like to spend your time in the bays themselves. Bay anglers love this. River folks like myself, we'd love to see a big freshet, but that's usually in that latter part of October when that kind of starts. So we'll see how things pan out going the next handful of weeks. Procure, though, don't forget, it has changed. It's now slanted more towards steelhead. Why is that? Yes, it is a little early to be talking about winter steelhead, but come December, that's going to be on the forefront of a lot of people's minds for good reason. And here's a way that you can get some scent that will help you be more productive. Jason at Procure.com. They do have that winner each week. You have to enter in each week, and you'll have that chance to get some free stuff from Procure. Everybody loves free stuff. Let's go ahead and check in with Peyton Major, find out what this weather is going to do. Any changes since yesterday, Peyton?
Oh, yes, actually. You'd be surprised. Oh, and I think I came in this morning and switched the whole second half of the 7-day.
Wow.
So get ready. So on the Sunday, it's our first warm day of 3. We're actually going to be in the 70s all the way through about Tuesday. A little bit of fog this morning. That since actually cleared out. We're starting to see those clouds rise and even a mix of blue skies out there. We do have a breezy northeast wind at times today. That'll switch to just east for tomorrow and then back to the northeasterly wind on Tuesday. Gusts 20-25 miles per hour just for today. Maybe 30 tomorrow inland, the gorge up to 40. Know that that's probably not enough to cause any power outages, but yeah, that breeze will probably help those afternoon highs. Morning lows also dropping down into the 40s most mornings this week. So no, even though we're in the 70s in the afternoon, you still want to bring some layers in the morning. Okay, freeze warning for Monday morning in central Oregon. This is because temperatures could drop below freezing. Some areas as low as 25 degrees. Very typical for this time of year. We're going to get rid of that high pressure, and we are now tracking this low that is dropping down from Canada. Now that hasn't changed, but what has changed is the position and the timing of this low. So first Wednesday, we thought maybe a shower chance. Honestly, I think we're going to be pretty dry, maybe some increasing clouds and cooler air. As the time we get to about Thursday, this is now 9 p.m. Some of these outer bands may start to bring us some showers, but watch what happens Friday into Saturday. We're going to start to see this cross over, and that's what's really going to bring us that increased rain chance as we get through the later half of the week. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we go from 30 to about 60%. Again, this is preliminary. We'll probably adjust those rainfall forecast chances as we go throughout the week. So I did adjust temperatures just slightly, but I think the biggest thing I adjusted was cloud coverage and rain chances. Mainly afternoon showers Friday. That shower chance, by the way, on Thursday, I think I put about 30% chance there. Yeah, you can see. And then Sunday, we could even have some lingering showers. I was looking at how much rain, early projections are showing, and it's about a ½ inch to an inch. So we'll see what happens, Owen, but I think next weekend's going to look a little different than this one.
I absolutely love it. I mean, really, you couldn't ask for better timing for some of the things that we're looking forward to start here in just a week or so. Peyton, as always, we love the good news,
yes.
As well as have a great week, okay?
Thanks, you too.
One quick reminder I want to make sure to throw out there. When, like Peyton just mentioned, we got a lot of rain that's in the forecast, sounds like. Let's hope that materializes for countless reasons. But your dogs, okay? If you're like me and you're getting ready for waterfowl season, and again, you're like me and you're getting your dog warmed up, you're doing some training things. My dog's a water dog. Avoid water that's got that sheen to it. That blue-green algae is absolutely still pretty much everywhere. Right now, with this rain that's coming, well, at least the rain that we had a week or two ago, you would have thought kind of changed that. The water that I saw this week when I was out running around with my dog chasing pheasant, I wouldn't let him anywhere near it. All right, so if you're going to be out getting the dogs prepped, getting them ready for the season, which you absolutely should be doing, try to find water that's flowing, just because it'll keep that really nasty stuff away from the areas that you're training your dog in. Just avoid the stagnant water. That blue-green algae is no joke, and if you're trying to get yourself, the dog and yourself, of course, ready for this upcoming waterfowl season, just pay attention to that. Hopefully it's not around too long. All right, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, I've got Eric Winter from the Pike Mineral Reward Program. For all of you that have been part of that program this year, pay attention. You still have a full week, and you might go, what are you talking about? I thought it was done. No, it's been extended, and these past week's number is pretty impressive. And of course, I have to ask, how much money is that top person going to make this year? It's always super impressive. We'll have that in just a couple of minutes.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.